Good morning. This is meteorologist Steve Krasinowski with your weather briefing storm scoop outlook video. It is August 30th, Thursday at 10:17 a.m. So I just wanted to start, being that it's the end of the month, and start with some data just to give an idea of how the month has been. Obviously, in this piece of data provided by NOAA, it represents the amount of tornado watches, which the total for the whole country was 75, and basically just shows the activity and how active it was, particularly in all the usual areas. You can see a little bit up here if we dig into the northeast a little more, especially about 100 miles north of New York City. But again, the Midwest is definitely and the South have received their fair share of severe weather, especially in August, and it should be continuing into next week. So we'll just look at a couple more things. Here's a quick look at the temperature profile for the United States. Here's the area where the cold front that will alleviate some of our killer heat is settled. You can see the temperature disparity here. This will continue to move eastward, bringing some possible thunderstorms. Not looking for anything too severe in the east right now, but you might see some triggered later as the cold front pushes through. Switching to dew points, you can see that a good portion of the south central, southeastern portion of the U.S. are still stuck with those dew points in the mid to upper 70s. Those values are also indicative throughout the northeast coastline. This is just a sticky tropical theme, but it will break tonight. It's kind of cool watching. The reason why we like using this animation so well is you can see how places like Colorado and Utah, Idaho, they're very, very dry right now. Almost feel like you're jumping into a pool of cool air, which I think many of us would welcome throughout the country right now. This is Cape values. This is as of 10:30 Thursday morning. As you see, there's still some build in the heart of the country associated with the radar that we'll show in a second. There's some storms right here in the Oklahoma area. I'm going to put this into motion just so you can see what the day looks like. So it's now 3 o'clock on Thursday and Thursday night. So in the northeast, the opportunities for maybe some thunderstorms might show up, but it's not favorable. The atmosphere is not too unstable. The cold front should push through. So again, like we said earlier, we're not looking for anything particularly severe, but we can't rule out can't rule out nothing. So let's put it that way. And then here are currently where some of those thunderstorms are. So we're leaving Oklahoma, and you can see there's also some on the coast of Maine and New Hampshire. Again, nothing too substantial right there. So I just want to quickly go into the models and just show you what we're looking at the next few days. As you know, in the email, the Storm Scoop, you're seeing a lot of back and forth between these air masses. So we had a real hot air mass in most of the area that had a really nice cool down about a week or 10 days ago, and then we got really hot again this week, and then we're looking at another cool down over the next couple of days. Not as big as a cool down as last time. And then again, next week we're going to get humid in a lot of the same areas again. So it's a bit of a yo-yo effect. So I just want to go to the models real quick to show you what we're thinking, and then we'll close this up. Okay, so here's the deal for next week. Not only are we going to get that humidity back, we're going to have some unsettled weather. I'll show you what that looks like here. So this morning I'm going through the models and putting these together, or late last night. You see this system here, this disturbance, this is where the unsettled weather is going to be affecting middle part of the country and the northeast next week. We've been seeing this on the models for the first week of September, and I think the first feature that presents itself is coming from the Pacific Northwest. A lot of times where the entry point is where it will exit. Should arrive around September 3rd at the end of the Labor Day weekend and bring another round of showers and storms, throughout. So just a lot of unsettledness next week. It's not going to be a nice week. Gross, unsettled, warm, humid. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. I'll put this back into motion. Maybe I'll make a little adjustment, make it a little bigger for you. Just bring it over. As you can see, just unsettled throughout a lot of areas of the country. It's normal for this time of year. You typically have your Bermuda high right here pumping the moisture and the temperatures throughout into the northeast. You have some Gulf activity that might be possible next week. There's a system right off down here that we might have to talk about. So, interesting weather coming our way. Interesting weather for sure. I'm meteorologist Steve Kuznowski for Weather Briefing.